The song you will all know is बड़े अच्छे लगते हैं ये धरती ये नदियाँ ये रहना और तुम. Namaskar and welcome to my new podcast in English, which I have fondly named Rear Window. Now, why Rear Window? Multiple reasons. The primary reason is that being in any profession for a certain number of years gives you a different perspective, not just about that profession, but to view the entire world, to view life, and it has great influence on the way you look at your relationships, at the world, the people around you. And I would like to call that different perspective the rear window, because you are actually looking at something which is not on the exterior but which is, deeper inside. It is also a tribute to one of my favorite filmmakers, Alfred Hitchcock, whose famous film was called Rear Window. And there it's a peep into others' private lives, whereas this rear window is a peep into the world that I have seen from my perspective. The world of music, the world of films, the world of entertainment, and sometimes life itself. I have been planning to start this podcast for a number of years now, but couldn't bring myself to do it for a number of reasons. Sometimes I thought I wasn't prepared for it, sometimes just laziness. But finally, what better time to do this than the birth anniversary of one of my favorite music composers, R.D. Burman. Now, R.D. Burman was or is not just one of my favorite music composers. His music has been a great influence on my music, and his musical thought has seeped in many conscious and subconscious ways into my music. It has made its way. Sometimes I can tell that this is R.D. Burman's influence on my music. There are some songs which I have made as a tribute to the great composer. And one such song that I have made in Marathi is Garda Nila Gagana Zula. I am giving the link up here. Please do listen to it. Even if you are not a Maharashtrian, you don't understand Marathi music, you'll see that it's a tribute to R.D. Burman. In fact, I was so fortunate that two of the musicians who played for R.D. Burman have played in this song. Jayanti Goshar sir, who's played the 12-string guitar, and Pandit Ullas Bapat, who has played the santoor. Coincidentally, this is also the 26th year of my music making. This year I complete 25 years in music as a music composer. And so I thought that perhaps this is the right time to start this podcast. I'll share my views on music, on films, on some other thoughts. My English blog was called Music in the World of Noise. So sometimes to get through to music, you have to go through a lot of noise. And that's why if you don't analyze the noise, then you can't get through to the music. So perhaps we'll do even that. Today, I am going to talk about how I, in my rear window, watched somebody else looking through their rear window at R.D. Burman's composition. So it's pretty surreal and Kafkaesque, but I am sure you'll bear with me. Now, in North Indian classical music, as you all know, the compositions are called bandishes. A North Indian classical composition is called a bandish. A bandish is a skeletal composition which, say, from any rag, and then the job of the performer is to interpret that bandish according to his musical sensibility, according to his or her aesthetic sense, according to the mood of the moment. But in a light composition or a film composition, that composition is pretty much fixed. So there is no scope for improvisation as such. Although there are a few classical based compositions which can be improvised, which can be looked at from some different points of view. But I am going to talk about one composition which is a typical light composition with apparently no scope to improvise. But yet, I saw that when I watched a concert by the noted actor Sachin Pilgaonkar, who's also known for his keen sense of music and his association with Panchamda. He did a concert called An Evening with Pancham. Two of my very dear friends, Sumit Raghavan and Jannavi Arora, were also there in the concert. And he sang one of R.D. Burman's famous composition. And I noted that he sang it differently. The song you will all know is बड़े अच्छे लगते हैं ये धरती ये नदियाँ ये रहना और तुम. Now, this is one line of that composition, and this is how it comes in the film. Amit Kumar has sung this song in the film. But Sachin ji sang it a little differently. And as I was coming home, I was trying to decipher what exactly was different about the way he had sung. And I found a very interesting thing. He, because Sachin ji is a director, and he's got he looks at a song from a director's point of view. He made some changes, not very major changes, because you can't do a plastic surgery of a composer's song, but you can add your own makeup. And the makeup that he did was very interesting. This is how he sang that song. बड़े अच्छे लगते हैं ये धरती ये नदियाँ ये रहना और तुम. Did you get something that was different in this? Let me tell you. He added a quality to each of these nouns that come in the song. So he added a musical, he added a musical adjective to each of the nouns in this line. And that's why I said that we are going to take only one line of one composition today. So he sang बड़े अच्छे लगते हैं ये धरती. That is achal, that is immovable. ये नदियाँ, which is flowing. ये रहना, which is short. और तुम, which is final. Now the finality comes in because R.D. Burman himself has composed it in such a way that or tum will be final. Now look at the brilliance of this composition, that nowhere in the other nouns, ye dharti, ye रहना, ये नदी, ये धरती, ये नदिया, ये रहना, in all these three nouns, he does not come to the shadja or the sa of that composition. But or tum, he brings in that sa for the first time. And that's how you know that this is final. Dharti, Nadia, Rena, the land, the earth, the river, and even the night. There is something that can change about it. But you, that's final. And how does he get it? He gets it to the shadja, the sa. Now look at how in the original composition it has an effect. बड़े अच्छे लगते हैं. So this is the sa. Sa. The composition starts from re. Sa re ga re. बड़े अच्छे लगते हैं. Now here there is the shadja in the composition, but it's just fleeting. There is no stay on that sa. So बड़े अच्छे लगते हैं. This stays on g. सारे ग. ये धरती माँ, ये नदिया ग, ये रहना रे और तुम सा. So you see, when you come to the sa, there is an automatic feel of finality. That is what R.D. Burman has done. Now what does Sachin ji do when he sings is बड़े अच्छे लगते हैं ये धरती. That is immovable. ये नदिया, that is flowing. ये रहना, that is short. और तुम, the night is short because she is leaving the other day. Now this is how you tell a story in a song. And that's exactly what Sachin ji did. Every singer is singing the same composition, but he adds something to it. In this composition, Sachin ji added the adjective. But he did not add the adjective in words. He added the adjective in the musical notes. That's the power of music. It's a language that speaks to a million different people, and it speaks straight to the heart. I hope you have liked the first episode of Rear Window. We'll talk about many such things. Sometimes the episodes will be longer, sometimes shorter, but stay with me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have liked this, press the like button. And if you have liked this, don't stop there. Share it with your friends. Thank you for all the support that you have given me so far.